Good morning, everybody. This is Kevin Dorn. I am the instructor for EDU 600. I want to welcome you to our class. This is the spring semester of 2021. So what I'm going to try to do in the next few minutes is to give you a very quick overview of our Brightspace page, how the course is going to work, the things to do in the first week, and some additional information. Probably the most important thing I want to say right out of the chute is, please, if you have any questions during this first week, you have any problems, concerns, reach out to me. I can be contacted in many different ways. If you like to use the telephone, you can reach me there. We can text, we can Zoom, we can do any ways to connect. But if you're having any difficulties, you're not understanding something, you just want to ask me a question, please reach out to me. I am basically connected most of the time. So what you can see, this is, excuse me, this is our Brightspace page. In the course home, there's some information on here. The welcome letter, for those that have not seen the welcome letter, I'd encourage you to take a look at that. And then there's different formats. How you actually view the materials on Brightspace. So this is, you have the tiles, getting around. I suggest you take a look at getting around, the writing style. We do have, for those that don't have your textbook yet, I do have a PDF version of the textbook here. Module 1, which is the work that's going to be done this week. And then I have the other modules. Now, this is my version. Up here, this is the same information that you have. I'm set up in instructor mode, so if I need to, I can set up a few things. But when you come on the web page or Brightspace, you're just going to be able to see this first one. The other ones, I'm still tweaking. I don't like to put too much information out first thing in the course. So I'm going to go to Content, Next, click on that. Right here we have some valuable information. We have the syllabus. We have the course schedule, which basically gives you what is coming up, and it gives you the assignments. Getting around Brightspace, there's a lot of information there. Writing information, we have the textbook, as I mentioned. Week 1, don't worry about this, it's hidden. I just have not made it available yet. And then we have all of the other weekly materials that are loaded and ready for everybody. There is something in here that you can see on the interpretive review assignment. Don't spend a lot of time on that. That's the final assignment in the class. Recorded Zoom meetings. Any Zoom meeting we have, I do place it down here. They will be, you will be able to view those if you can't make the Zoom meeting. A bunch of library resources in here, and then some other information. So at this point, what I'm going to do is click on the syllabus, clicked on that, and it shows up immediately. So once again, some of the most important information early on in the course. Here's my contact information. If you need any help, you want to reach out to me, please do. The only thing I say is if you call me, please leave a message. Mention that you're a student in this course, and I will get back in touch with you. I get a bunch of, junk stuff coming through my voicemail, and if I don't know your telephone number, I might not answer it right at the time. So leave a message, and I'll certainly call you back. So this is the beginning of the syllabus. Our course runs from here to here. I am going to be holding Zoom meetings throughout the course. Generally about every 2 weeks. Let's count on every 2 weeks. The first Zoom meeting will be February 3rd at 7:15. I'll send you information on that. If you can't attend, as I mentioned, you will be getting, the next day I will post a recording of our Zoom sessions. I like to hold these. My experience is that the Zoom meetings only go anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes at the most. So show up if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. So here's the schedule. We do not have any major breaks this semester. So we have, President's Day, a mini break, and Patriots Day coming up in April. The course, our book, is in here. I also included it over here under textbook for those that don't have it. So in a nutshell, this course is about research. The central focus of the course has to do with the concepts, the principles, and the methods of educational research. Now, educational research is applicable to all kinds of research, and this is a wonderful foundational course on various resources. And I'm not going to go through each one of these. The learning outcomes, we stress the scientific method of inquiry throughout the course, and including how we are going to be reading, analyzing, and writing about the research that we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at different types of research. We have qualitative, we have quantitative, and then we have mixed methods, and we're going to be covering all of those in the semester. The structure and the format. This is asynchronous. So for those that have not taken a course at USM or other online courses, asynchronous simply means that we do not meet at any given time during the week. And you can access the materials anytime you want. Our week starts, it's Monday through Sunday. I will have the weekly materials posted by Sunday at the latest, unless something comes up. But it's usually posted on Sunday morning before noon, and it may be before that. So if we're going into week number 3, which starts on a Monday, I will have the weekly materials posted for week number 3. Now what I also try to do is give you a snapshot of an advance organizer of the upcoming week, so you know 2 weeks in advance to say what the readings are. The learning outcomes are self-explanatory. I will get into a little more detail on these as we move forward with the class. The assessments, you can take a look at each and every one of these. I'll be spending a lot more time on each one of these. Topics, grading. Here's the assignments that we have. The article captures. Now, a word of not warning, but just a word of potential modifications. I'm now looking at some of these due dates, and I may push them back by a week or two, because there's a reason for that. But what I mean to say is that if you see a date on the syllabus, you will be fine following that. I will never move a date that is sooner. I may move it back depending upon how we're doing as a class. So go take these dates as fact, but just be aware that I may push them back if I'm sensing that we need a little more time with each one of these. So here's all the assignments that we have in there. The grading scales, policies, please take a look at this. I do want to mention just the academic integrity and the plagiarism. I encourage you to use your own words. If you have any questions about how do you cite something, please reach out to me. We have loads of information, but I am most interested in what you have to say. And even if you do not perfectly format the citation, I'd like to know where the information is coming from, and or if it's a direct quote. So if you have any questions on this, please take a look at the information that I provided and reach out to me. Final exams, we do have a final paper due. And that's about it. I'm going to move on from here. Bookmarks, course schedules, getting around. I'm going to go to week number 1 to give you a preview of what is due in week number 1. This is the format that I use. You have the introduction, any information that I want to get out there. I may do mini lectures. They will be recorded, so you don't have to show up at any time. But this week, this is the introductory week. we have a few things that I'd like you to do. And the first thing is read chapters 1, 2, and 17. So if you do not have a book again, come over here and you can read them. Tour the course site, review course resources, meaning just look around our web page. Go to page 15 and 19 of your textbook. Choose one of the abstracts, and then I want you to briefly respond to the following items. And I explain this a little bit or down in the discussion area. So what I mean by that, I'm going to switch gears, go over here. So this is page number 15. Here's one of the abstracts. The questions are, take a look at each one of the abstracts. What are the objectives, the methods? What kind of information can you get from just reading the abstract? In this case, this study, the method, this is a quantitative study. So right there, out of the chute, you know what type of information it is. So there's 5 of these abstracts. You can pick one. You pick one, and or you pick one to respond to in the discussion post. So I'm going to go back to our site. Right here, so this is, select one of the 5 abstracts on this page. Briefly respond to each one of these. Okay, what's the name? What's the purpose? What's the type of research? The sample size? Data collection tools. I encourage everybody to keep notes or do whatever you fits best for you. Some people like to keep electronic notes, some people don't, and they do fine with this course. There's a lot of material in this class. It's what I often say is it is not how to do the research. It's really a course on reading, analyzing, and writing about research. Begin to identify a research problem or topic in which you are interested. So this has to do with what we build up towards the end of the semester. This is the final assignment. And I just want you to start thinking about what is it that you might want to explore? What kind of topic in your field that you might be interested in exploring? Don't need to submit anything, but just start thinking about that. Participate in the several discussion forums. Excuse me. Introduce yourself, previewing the final paper, and read and comment on the one of five abstract articles in chapter 1. That's what I basically described up here. So where do you find these? You find them down here. This is our class introduction. I will show you how you do that. You click on that. Come on. Introduce yourself to our class. Now we have a big class. We have 20 students, so there's going to be a lot of people posting. We may change the format. I might use this thing called Padlet as we move forward for discussion posts. But for the first week, we're going to use this. Please introduce yourself in any way that you want. So the way you do that is you click on Start a New Thread. It takes you to the new thread, and then you write about yourself. You can post pictures. You can do an audio, whatever you want. And then you hit Submit. So that is it. I'm going to go back here. Go back down. So that's the first discussion topic. Second one is previewing the final paper. So once again, there's information on here. Take a look at Chapter 7. These are Chapter 17 for exemplars. And then write one question you have about an essay. That is it. You don't have to write anything more than that. And I may not be able to respond to everybody, but I generally accumulate the information from the discussion posts, and we'll talk about those either online in text, or we talk about them in our Zoom meetings. And then, excuse me, and then this is what I was talking about before. You pick one of the abstracts on pages 15 through 19. Click on that, and it's the same format. You're gonna create something, and on all of these, if possible, sometimes it isn't possible, but if you can have your initial response done by the end of the day on Wednesday, and then I'd like you to at least comment on a couple of your fellow students in the class. So that is it. I truly apologize for going so long. There's an awful lot of information in here. I want to, welcome you once again to the class. This is really a special class. I teach 2 classes this semester. One is the adult learner. I know some of you have been in that class before, and this is another required course. In its own way, it is I believe it's one of the most important courses that you can take in the program, because it's all about what is research, what kind of research is out there, what is good research, what makes good research. And then, so once again, I often think of this course as a reading, analyzing, and then writing course. So good luck this semester. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm really looking forward to learning alongside of you and learning with you this semester. Once again, welcome.